everyone. So I'm sorry I did not post for last night. I was really, really worn out, and I figured out that because of this build was going to be probably 2 or 3 hours long when I eventually finished the very last part of this build, that I wanted to just take a night off and just relax. This was a very hard build on me because I lost my father about 16 years ago from all body cancer. And with me being the age that I was when my dad did die, it was pretty hard because I was in the military as a young kid. So I went to boot camp when I was 15, and that is the time when we found out Daddy had cancer. But I actually experienced my father having cancer my entire life. So it wasn't okay, Dad's going to make it. Dad's going to be fine, right? And I thought that my father was going to pull through and everything was going to be fine. And maybe he was going to be there for my graduation when I was 18. But sad thing is, about a year after finding out my father had prostate cancer, he died in my arms when I was 16 years old. And it caused me so much PTSD that it's so hard for me to talk about it to this day. So the other day I was laying down trying to figure out what I want to build for The Sims 4 because I just about hit a roadblock of what I really wanted to build for The Sims 4. And I was thinking about what was I mostly happy when I was a child? What did I do when I was a kid? And my answer was we went camping, we lived at a provincial park, and we were just happy. So what I was thinking on doing is maybe building a camper for the remembrance of my dad. And it's really funny is this because when I built it and eventually turned out the way it did, it kind of brought a little bit more of my childhood out. So guys, if you did not know this, I was taken from my birth mother when I was about 8 months old. And I was given a second chance from the man who I called my dad from the time that I was 8 months old to the time that I was, even now, he's still my dad. When I say my dad, it's my grandfather. And my grandfather has always been my dad. So with my grandparents' anniversary coming up very close in May, we still celebrate that time. When Daddy was alive. My father's birthday is in December, and my birth mother's birthday is on the same day, and my service animal, who knew, Garfield, has the same day and same birthday as my father. So all of that, it's just the more of the remembrance of everything, and it helps with a lot of stress and a lot of depression. Because when you're so depressed and you're so down and you're going through PTSD and you're going through those issues of losing a dad, a father figure, because I never knew who my birth father was because my birth mother, she would never tell me who he was. And I pleaded with her, even pleaded with my grandmother to ask who he was. And they would never, ever, ever, ever tell me. Because apparently he's dangerous. So I just left it alone. And when I was little, I finally knew the customs of, okay, my grandpa's my dad, and that's who I am. That's who it is. And when Dad was actually starting to go that night, it was actually hurting him, or me calling him Dad. So a couple of hours before Dad was actually really, really lucid and he was around, I was calling him Grandpa. But when he was just about going, I told him, I says, Dad, you're always going to be my father. Even if you're my grandfather, you were my dad. And you were there for me when I needed you. And now I'm here for you. And talking about that brings me a little bit to tears. Because it's taken me about 16 years to just not really get over his death per se, but actually being able to talk about it without really crying, because my anxiety and my stress and everything else, it's never been really normal But after, I think it's probably after last year when I started realizing that, okay, it's 15 years now, and how can I overcome this? And I still have PTSD. I still have the times that I would be sleeping, and all of a sudden I see my father's face, or I'd still experience things that I didn't necessarily understood. And then when I was having my children, when I was about 16 or 17 years old, I was experiencing a lot of health problems after or beginning the procedures, because all my deliveries have and were always delivered by VIA C-section. So when my oldest daughter was born, that delivery was perfect. She came out fine. She came out healthy. And then about, I think not Ashley, but it was my third delivery. And that's when I literally died on the table. And ever since then, I really don't talk about this because people think I'm actually crazy. But people actually, I see my father. I can see spirits. I can witness anything. I can do that kind of stuff. And that's pretty neat, though, because, when you've closed your eyes and you really, really miss your dad, and you're thinking, like, when am I ever going to sit down and just talk to my dad again? And now I really just don't worry about being depressed. Don't worry about being without him, or being lucid or whatever, because now I know that he's okay. He's in a safe space and he's okay. And that's something that really hurts even to this day. I have a hard time even getting out of bed. It would be like 6-7 days it would take me to even get out of bed. And when my depression finally hit a smaller curveball, I was actually able to think to myself, okay, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be fine. And let's just get over this. Let's just get over today, get over the hump. Everything will be fine. And everyone will be okay. But then I'm not thinking about my grandmother, who else is experiencing the loss when Dad did die. I was thinking about myself and only myself, and I was pulling the All About Me card. But then when I finally realized that Daddy didn't just mean a lot to me, he meant a lot to everyone else around me. So I literally had to apologize. So that is why when I was just laying in bed, I was thinking that, what do I really want to do today? And how do I want to make content? Because I like to build. That's something in Sims 4. I would actually do a normal Let's Play build, but I'd get sick of it within a couple of days. I'd be like, okay, I'm just done. I'm done doing this. Let's just do something else. And after that, I would just be finished. And so after a couple of days, I would just be hitting a dark wall because I didn't really know what I really want to do in a video, in content, how to post anything. By the way, why this is so speeded up to like the maximum, it's because I was doing the plants, and these plants took about 3 hours just to place individually. I wanted to be full with plants and just reminds me of my childhood. And that's something that my grandmother, she used to plant at our home. She used to plant the millions and millions of flowers. Even now in her 80s, my grandma's now in her 80s, she's my adopted mom. She used to and still does plant flowers, but with the help of course, Auntie Thelma and probably my, I don't know if my cousin Kenny, if he helps or not, but I know that she still does stuff and she does it quite well. But 16 years has gone so fast that I'm now feeling like my father would be in his 90s. So even if let's say he made it through his cancer and he was able to do everything, what would happen if I would have had the extra 16 years with my dad. than I would have in my late 30s, which I'm in much more stable relationship, and I've found somebody that actually can understand what I go through in a day, that I don't think my depression would have been as bad as it was when I was 16. Because when I was 16, I was with someone who just said, get over it, he's dead. And that's what really stressed me out. And that's what I think really what caused my depression, was because of my ex-husband. And that's another story for another day. I'm not going to talk about him because he's an ass. I'm just saying he's an ass. That family is just a laugh. It is just, I'm not even going to go there. So, this camper build, RV build, I really like the way it turned out. Sorry about guys if you hear stomping or whatever. It is just because of some idiots outside don't know how to walk correctly up and down the stairs. This is the cause of me living in an apartment, I guess. But I wanted to build something that I was happy, and I wasn't depressed. I wasn't unhappy. And as a child, I had a hard time being truly happy on something. And then some days I'd be fine, other days I wouldn't be. When medication has really helped me, and I've actually blossomed since Dad's death, and I was actually able to finally overcome his passing in my own little grieving way. Sometimes it takes weeks for people to grieve. Sometimes it takes months, and sometimes it even takes years. And sometimes it doesn't depend on when you're done grieving. Your grieving process can actually take until you die. And when I finally overcome my grieving process, 16 years, I was finally able to understand that, yeah, if he was still here, I would have gone through his death much easier, but it would have prolonged his suffering, and he would have still be in pain. But anyways, this is a remembrance of my dad, and my grandparents' anniversary is coming up in May 20th. So this is something that I really like to make memorials. And so this year I did something for The Sims 4 for my dad. And I know he's looking over me right now saying, "That a girl, you got this." But anyways, I really like the way this walk-in closet turned out. It looks amazing after I finished it. I was figuring out how I wanted to do it, and after I did it, I'm really proud of myself, because I didn't know I could actually figure out how I wanted to do it correctly. I don't know if those washer and dryers work because I shimmied them all the way forward, but I think they do. I'm going to play test this, and I hope it does, because it would be awesome if it does. I'm just stating a fact. But I love the way this camper turned out. It's oh my god. It's hard for me to talk about it because it reminds me so much of my childhood. It really does, with all like the country and the twist and so many memories when I was a kid. It's depressing, to be honest with you. It's nice. Like, it's nice to like have that little country area to fold your laundry and have your little shoes, and I'm just thinking, like, that would have been a beautiful camper just to live in there. And not a lot of campers, I'm just going to let you guys know, not a lot of campers have all that good stuff. A lot of the stuff is a lot different, but I wanted to do something that screamed, this is my personality, this is what I like. And I like blues, I like tan, I like neutral, bright, airy colors. And it's because I was raised around the country, I was raised on the farm, I was raised around a provincial park. So I wanted stuff that screamed that this is who I am, and this is what I do, and this is what I love. So I brought a little bit of the 1970s out, I brought the 1960s in, and I brought the millennium out. So all of it turned out to be perfect. Not all campers have a bathtub. You are lucky to even get one, just stating a fact. And because of that, you'd be even lucky to even be able to wash your own kids, and you'd have to get like literally a big Tupperware plastic container to wash your children. And that was something that my family, we used to had to do when we were kids. So for these Sims 4, we can't really do that for our little youngsters, so we had to put a shower thing in. And I really like the way this entire kitchen, bathroom, it all turned out. Like it's here I was trying to put the toilet paper right onto the edge corner of that cabinet, but it didn't work, so I just gave up. And I just put it there, put everything back to normal, put that back there, and then that was it. And then here's me. I have some broken doors and stuff in The Sims 4, and I need to go into, there's a mod. It's actually not even a mod, but it's actually in my my computer, that it actually tells you what mods you have are broken, and if you can patch fix it, or if you can find out what was going on or what's missing. So I'm actually going to be probably doing that tomorrow. Remember guys, tomorrow is Sunday, and I do not post anything on Sundays. This is the reason why. I am Roman Catholic, because Tim works every Sunday. I still can't get to do Mass even on Sundays, Saturdays, Wednesdays. So I usually spend it with family instead. And we read Bible verses in the morning, and we just have our time as a family. So Sundays and Mondays are days that I'm going to start taking off. I just need to start taking some time with family. I just need to start spending time with them and start dealing with more about family. And that's what I'm going to start doing, guys. I love you all. You all are amazing. I love doing like videos and stuff for you guys. And this is just me trying to test out that bench. And that bench actually turns out. So I just wanted her to have a place where she can sit down, and she doesn't really need to worry about being in my way. I was actually eventually finished kind of way. I still have to like put some other CC content in. I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow. Just gotta put the panel in, the electric paneling in, and I gotta put the sprinkler system in, and that's about it. So I really like these really smaller windows, CC windows. It actually makes those RV style windows make it look so nice. I really like the way this is all turning out. I was so proud of myself when I was just about done. I liked how you can do your entire window finished or your big window finished. And then I was having some really issues of how I wanted to set this up. Now, I don't know if those bunk beds from RVSN still work. I'll have to try that tomorrow with 2 different Sims. And we'll have to move in a Sim or get her a spouse. And we'll have to have her, test run it. I did get a new stuff pack from Six Sim. It is free now on his Patreon, and it is for the children's bedrooms. So here's me trying to move over that window, because I didn't want to use a smaller window. And the sad thing is I had to go to a smaller window, and you'll see why. And I don't know if they can get into the bottom bed. I hope they can still, because if they can't. And then there's me just literally, I by accidentally forgot to press record again, because everything's in smaller bunches. And so you guys missed the entire front yard that I built. Sorry guys. I can do a tutorial of how I did the front yard if you want it. But it's easier stuff. It's easier than said than done. And plus the video was already like getting about 3.5-ish hours long, and I was just done. I was done with the video, and I was done just posting, and I just wanted to get it done because I got things to do today, guys. But anyways, guys, I will see you all Tuesday. There might be a surprise upload tomorrow. I don't know. Depends how I'm feeling. Depends on if I'm really, really busy. But remember, Mondays and Sundays are my days that I am taking now off. All right? So I'll be posting again starting Tuesday all the way up to Saturday. But then I might start to taking Fridays off as well. I don't know yet, but we'll just wait and see. And if I have to, I'll leave everything in the description when I'm uploading and when everything is. Oh, and another thing is, guys, it takes up to 2 or 3 hours for a video of this size to upload. So if I say I'm uploading a video now, but anyways, gotta go. Hit the like, subscribe button down below. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Bye for now, guys.